Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 4, Week 6. On page 7, we got question 1. Mark weighs 80 kilograms. John weighs 20% more, and Alan weighs 10% less than John. How much does Alan weigh? So let's just put the numbers out first. So we have Mark. Wait a minute, what? So Mark's equal to 80 kilograms. Now John is 20% more. So John, we have to find what 20% of 80 first. So what it means is that John is what Mark has, is how much Mark weighs, plus another 20% of what Mark is. So 20% of 80 kilograms. So we have to work that out. So let's see, 20% is equal to 20 over 100. Let's change it to a fraction. Of means times, and then 80 is 80 over 1. Now, let's multiply it in. So we can cancel out the zeros, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom. So 2 times 8 is 16. 16 kilograms. You can do 1 times 1 at the bottom, makes no difference, it's still 16 kilograms. Because 16 over 1 is a whole number, so that's just 16. So that means John is equal to 80 kilograms, same as Mark, plus the 20%, which is 16 kilograms, and that gives us 96 kilograms. Okay, next we have Alan. Now it says Alan weighs 10% less than John. So Alan weighs whatever John weighs, which is 96. Take away 10% of John, which is 90. So 10% of 96 kilograms. Okay. So that means, let me just rub this out for 1 sec. 96 kg. Yep. Okay. So that means 96 kilograms minus 10% of 96. So let's find out what 10% of 96 is. So 10% is equal to 10 over 100. Change it to a fraction. Of means times, and 96 is 96 over 1. Okay, so we can cross out the 0 from the top, 0 from the bottom. So what we have is 1 times by 96, which is 96. And the bottom is 10 times 1, which is over 10. Now, this is a fraction. If you basically it's asking you what is 96, it's the same as 96 divided by 10. And that's going to give you 9.6. So, 10% of 96 is just 9.6 kilograms. Okay, so now Alan weighs 96 minus 9.6. So let's work that out. 96.0, take away 9.6. This will be a 4, this will be a 10, 16 minus 10 is 6, and this will be a 2, so that's, what is that? That should be, hold on. No, that should be a 1, so that should be an 8. So 86.4. Let me just double check that one. This was a 9. Yeah, 86.4 is correct. 0.4 kilograms. There's the answer for Alan. Now, question 2 says Tina has $3,200. Anna has 40% less than Tina. So let's just do the same thing here. Let's put Tina first. We have 3,200. Now, Anna has 40% less than Tina. So if Tina has 3,200, so how do we do that? We do 3,200. Take away 40% of the 3,200. Okay, so let's work that out. 40% of 3,200. So let's do 40 over 100, because that's 40%. Of means times, and 3,200 is 3,200 over 1. Now we can cross these out. 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom, 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. So you have 4 times 320 over 1 times 1 is 1. So what's 4 times 320? Let's work it out. 4, oops. So this will be 320 times 4, this will be 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Excuse me. So that's equal to 3,200 minus, now we worked out this already, and that comes to a total of 1,280. So now we can do a subtraction. So 3,200 minus 1,280, you're going to get 0 minus 0, 0. 10 minus 8 is a 2. This will be a 3. 12 minus 3 is a 9, and this will be a 2. So 1,000. So that comes to 1,920. Alright. Now we just done that part. Let's look at the next part. I'm gonna rub this out. Don't need this anymore. 1 second. Okay, Michelle. Says Michelle has 10% more than Anna. So she has whatever Anna has, which is this amount. Anna has this amount. So that's 1,920, and she has 10% more. So she added another 10% of 1,920. Alright, so what's 10% of 1,190? So let's work it out. 10% is 10 over 100. Of means times. 1,920 is over 1. So cross out 0, cross out 0, cross out 0, cross out 0. So you're left with 1 times 192 equals to 192. 192 over 1, that's just the whole number, so that's just 192. So that means Michelle has 1,920 plus with 192. So you can work out the answer to that by yourself. Now the next question 3 says there are 440 students in a school. 25% does swimming, 15 does basketball, and 40% does tennis. How many does not do any sports? Okay. So there should be, so 440 people are, so 100% of all the students is your 440 people. Now we got, let's have a look at this 100% here. We got 25% does swimming. So this is swimming. 15% does basketball. And 40% does tennis. So let's add all these numbers up. 25 plus 15 gives me 40. 40 plus 40 is 80. So that means there's another 20% of people who don't do any of the sports. Do not do no sports. Alright, so that means that 20%, this is all the students, this is all students, this is 20% is the people who don't play sports, and question is how many people doesn't play the sports? Well, if 100% is 440, what's 20%? How to go from 100 to 20%? We divide it by 5. So that means we need to divide this by 5, and we will get the number of people who don't play any sports. So you can think of it that way. Now question 4. In a farm, there are 540 sheep. This is 25% of all the animals. Now, how many animals are there in the farm? Okay, so what the question is saying is that 25% of all the animals is equal to 540 sheep or animals. So the question is, how many animals, if we want to get all the animals, what's 100% of all the animals? So how do we go from 25 to 100? We just times it by 4. And what do you think we did to this side? Obviously the same thing. So multiply by 4 and then you can get your answer there. Sorry guys, I have a runny nose today. Question 5. In a farm there are 220 cows. This is 40% of all the animals. Okay, so again, 40% of all the animals is equal to 220 cows. Now the question is, how many animals are there at the farm? So what we want to do is we want to get to 100%. What's 100% of all the animals? Alright, to go from 40 to 100, you must multiply by some number. Might be hard to figure it out. So why don't we go from 40, let's do 2 steps. Let's go from 40 to 20 first. So we divide this by 2, and obviously you have to divide this by 2. You will get 110. So 20% of all the animals is 110 animals. Now, how do we go from 20% to 100%? Well, we times it by 5. So obviously we're going to times this by 5, and you can get the answer there. So the answer there will be 5 times 110, and that's the answer. You can work that out. Now the next one says increase 360 by 15%. So we're going to do 360. We're going to increase means plus. So we're going to plus the 15%. So 15% of your 360. Okay, so let's work it out. This part here. So 15% we can do is 15 over 100. Of means times, and 360 is 360 over 1. Now we can cross out the zeros. 1 top, 1 at the bottom. Now we can also simplify. So have a look at 15 and 10. I can divide this by 5. I get 3. I can divide by 1. I get 2. I can also look at the 36 and the 2. I can divide them both. I can divide this by 2, get 1. Divide this by 2, get 18. So really you have 3 times 18 over 1 times 1, which is 1. Now 3 times 18 will be 54 over 1. 54 over 1 is just 54. It's just a whole number. Anything over 1 is just a whole number, so that's 54 there. So now let's look at the question. We got 360 plus with all of, so 15% of 36 is equal to 54 there. So really the question is 360 increase it by 54. And you can work it out yourself. Okay, next page. In a hall of 45% of the pupils were boys and the remaining 990 pupils were girls. How many pupils were there at the hall? Pupils are just students, so let me see. Okay, so we got, let's look at this in terms of percentages. We got 100%, and we got the, this is all the students. The boys, so the boys was 45%. So the girls must be 55%, right? Because these two numbers have to add up to 100. There's only boys and girls, so that's, so they add up to 100%. So that must be 55% because 100 take away 45 is 55. Right. Now, let's see. There were, and the remaining 990 people were. So that means that these 990 people were all girls. If you read the question properly, you'll say that there are 990 people. And that's the 55%. Okay, so what it means is this. It's 55% of all students is equal to 990. Now the question is, how many question is how many students were there in the hall? So how many people were there in the hall? So that means we want to get to 100% of all. Let's put people there. So the question is, what's this number here? Well, to go from 55 to 100, it's kind of hard, right? You cannot add, you can only times or divide. So you got to times it by some decimal number. It's gonna be like 1 point something, I don't know. I could figure it out, but let's not do that. Let's just go from 55, let's go 2 steps. Let's go from 55 down to 5%. Because from 5 we can go to 100 by multiply by 20. Now to go from 55 to 5, we must divide it by 11. So we gotta do the same thing here, divide by 11. And that will give us what? Is that 90? So 5% of all the students is equal to 90 people. So now we're gonna go from 5% to 100%. So times it by 20, so times this one by 20 as well. And you get the answer there. Next question. In the hall there were 660 more girls than boys. 20% of the pupils were boys. How many girls were there? Okay, let's look at it in terms of... now this one's a bit hard, so... Now, I'm gonna demonstrate this as a picture. Maybe it'll help you understand. Okay, this is supposed to be a rectangle, but it didn't come out very well. Okay. Something like that. Now, it says 20%. So what's 20% as a fraction? That'll be 20 over 100. Cross out the zeros from top and bottom to simplify it, and we get 1 over 5. Okay, so let's divide this into 5 equal pieces. Hopefully this turns out well. Alright, there we go. Okay, now it says 20% of the pupils were boys, so this is all boys here. And these are all girls, obviously. 20% is 1/5, alright? So 1/5 is all boys, so the rest are all girls. This is 20%. Now, it says there were 660 more girls than boys. So, how does that translate into this picture? So, if you have this amount of boys, then this is the same amount of girls, isn't it? So that means that this is the extra girls. There are 660 more girls. So this is your 660 people here. Hopefully that makes sense. Right? Boys is 20%, girls is 80%. So the part where it's more, that is the 60% there. So whatever boys is, this is the girls, and this is the extra girls. And it says the extra girls, there's 660 extra girls. Which means we want to find how many is in each of these boxes. Let me just color this in blue. How many in each of these boxes, right? So we take 660, we divide it by 3, and what does that give us? 220. So that inside each of these boxes is 220. Let me just fix this up. So this is the boys and the girls. Alright, now it says how many girls were there in the hall? Well, in the hall there's this many girls. 220 times 4, and you get the answer there. Okay, 220, 220, 220, 220. There's four parts there. Okay, and each one is 220, so just multiply by 4 and you get the answer. Question 3. In a hall, 40% of the pupils were boys. If there were 632 boys, how many pupils were there? So that means that 40% of the pupils, was the boys, and there were 632 boys. So the question is, how do we go from how many people were in the hall? So how much is 100%? So all the people in the hall, how many are there? What's the number there? So again, going from 40 to 100 is not easy. So let's go from 40 to 20%. Then we can go from 20 to 100 by multiplying by 5. Okay. So to go from 40 to 20, we have to divide it by 2. So divide this by 2 as well. So that'll be what? 316. Okay. Now to go from 20% to 100%, we must times it by 5. So we must also multiply that by 5, and you can get the answer yourself. Now, question 4. A toy car is $24. How much will it cost after a 20% discount? So, this is the original price, which is $24. The discount. Do we know how much discount? No, we don't. We only know in terms of, this is in terms of dollars and in terms of percentage. This is your 100%. Originally, it's 100%. The discount is 20%. So, original price minus the discount will give us the how much will it cost after 20%. So this is the cost or the sale price. How much we sell it for. Okay. Okay, so the original price minus the discount will give us the cost price or the sale price. Now we need to know what this is. So we need to figure out the discount amount, and then we can figure out the cost or the cost price. So 20%, now these percentages is percentage of the original price. So 100% of $24, 20% of $24. Or you can think of it this way. You got $24, you're going to take away 20% of $24. Okay? So let's work out what 20% of $24 is. So 20% is 20 over 100. Let's cross out the zeros to simplify it. We get 1 over 5. Of means times, and we got 24 over 1. So 20% of $24 is 24 over 5. This is we just multiplied it, okay? 1 times 24 is 24, 5 times 1 is 5. Now this is an improper fraction, so let's change it to mixed numerals. So how many 5s in 24? You're going to get 4 and remainder 4 over 5. Now for those of you who know what 4 on 5 is, 4 on 5 is the same as 0.8. This is the same as 0.8. So $4.8. Okay. So what we have here is we have $24. Take away $4.8. Take away the 20%, which is the $4.8. So here, if you have a look at here, the discount is, we figured it out to be $4.8. Now you can find the sale price. Just do a subtraction. 24 take away 4.8 is what? Work it out. Get the answer. Question 5. Toy cars cost. Let me delete this. Hold on. Toy cars cost $32 after a 20% discount. What's the original price of the car? Okay. So here you have your original. You have your discount. and you have the cost. Okay. So the original price we don't know. We're looking for it. It says what is the original price? We're looking for it. Now discount. Do we know how much dollars we got discounted by? No, we don't. Do we know the cost price? Yes, the cost price is $32. This is in terms of dollars, and look in terms of percentage. In terms of percentage, original price is your 100%. The discount was 20%. And what's the cost? The cost will be, what's 100 minus 20? That's 80%, right? You had your original price, you reduce it by 20%, so that means that the cost price is 80% of the original price. 80% of the original price. Remember that all of these percentages, let me just redo this 1 second. All of these percentages is of the original price, so 100% of original. 20% of original. 80% of original. There you go. So that means what? It means this. It means that 80% of the original price is equal to $32. Alright, look. Can you see it from there? 80% of the original price is the $32. Okay, so let's just look at this. 80. Let's change these to. Let's just change these ones from percentage to fraction. It'll be 80 over 100. Of means times. Original we don't know yet, and it's equal to $32. Original, let's assume it's a whole number, it will be over 1. Now, let's have a look at this. Let's simplify this. Cross out, cross out. 8 over 10 can be written as 4 over 5. Okay, so let's rewrite this. So 4 over 5 times something over, actually, let's just leave it like this. 4 times something is equal to 32. How do we find the something? Well, alright, let's do a similar question. If I said to you 3 times 2 is equal to 6, right? And then let's say I rub this 2 out and I said 3 times something is equal to 6. How do we get the 2 back? We know it's a 2, right? How do we get the 2 back using the 3 and the 6? Well, we say 6 divided by 3 will give me the 2. So this divided by this. So same thing here. So same thing is going on up here. Okay. To get the question mark, all we gotta do is just do a division. We take 32 and we divide it by 4 and 5, and we're gonna get that question mark back, the answer to that one. Alright, so let's do a division. So 32 on 1 divided by 4 on 5. So that means 32 on 1 times it by 5 on 4. We flip the second fraction. And let's have a look here. Okay, so the 4 and the 32 can be simplified. This can be divided by 4, gives you 1. This one divided by 4 gives you 8. So what I have is 8 times 5 over 1 times 1, which equals to 40 over 1, which is just 40, a whole number. Alright, let's have a look at what's happened. So that means that the original price, so look at the equation here. I've got here, I'll color this in blue. 80% of the original price is 32. And the original price, we let it equal to this box with a question mark, right? And we worked it out it to be 40. So that means the original price here has to be 40. $40. There we go. We work backwards to get the answer. So what's the original price of the car? That's $40 is the answer there. Okay, a lot of this one's pretty tricky, so it's okay if you don't understand that. We can do it again in class if you want. Okay, moving on. Question 6. If Alan had bought a figurine at a discount of 10%, he would pay $30 less. Okay. So if Alan had bought a figurine at a discount of 10%, so 10% is your discount. And he would pay $30 less. So that means that $30 is your discount, isn't it? Because he's paying $30 less, and a discount is how much less you pay. So that 10% of the price of the figurine is equal to $30. How much would he pay if he had bought it at a discount 25%? Okay. So, let's think. Let's work out what 25% is. What's this amount? Well, I can't go from 10 to 25 easily. I mean, I kind of can, but you have to multiply 2.5, right? But not many people know that, so. Let's do step by step. So let's go from 10 to 5% first. We divide it by 2. So we divide this. Oops. We divide this by 2. We get $15. So 5% is $15. Now how do we get from 5 to 25? We times it by 5. Okay. From 5% to 25%, we must multiply by 5. So we must multiply this by 5, which will give you $75. Says how much would he pay if he had bought it at a discount of 25%? Okay, so 25% is how much did he gets a discount for. Now let's think about it this way. The original price, the discount, and how much they pay for it. The original price is 100%. The discount, if he had bought at a $25 discount, how much does he pay? Well, what's 100 take away 25? He's gonna pay only 75%, isn't it? Of the original price. So we know that 25% is 75. So let's get to 75%. Because that's, if we get to 75%, we can figure out how much he's paying. This 25% is the actual discount. This is the discount. Okay, so that means the discount is $75. Now I'm not interested in the discount, I'm interested in how much he pays. So let's go from 25 to 75. That means we have to multiply by 3. So you're going to multiply this by 3. So what's 3 times 75? 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 7 is 21, 22. So the answer is he has to pay $225. That's how much he pays. So that means that the original price was 250. 250 minus, hold on, not 250, 300. Yeah. The original price was $300. Alright, so it says how much would he pay? So the answer is this one. How much he pays that much. Alright, next page. Miss, my cricket batting average is 26 for 5 matches. I score 128 runs in my 6th match. Okay, so you got 5 matches. Whoops. So you got 5 matches, each has a number. And to find the average of 5 matches, we add them up and divide it by 5 and we get 26. It says the average of 26 is 5. So there you go. So because we can construct this kind of like equation, we can work out what the total is for all of these 5 matches. We don't know how much each match is individually, but we can work out the total of the 5 so by working backwards. So something, the total divided by 5 is 26. So let's do 5 times 26 and you get 130. And you can see that 130 divided by 5 is indeed 26. So all of these 5 matches must add up to 130. Now it says if I score 128 in my 6th match, so if you have another match on the 6th match and this is the 128, right? What is my new batting average? To find the average of 6 matches, you add them all up. Well, we know the first 5 add to 130 and the 6th one is 128. So you add 130 plus 128 and divided by how many matches are there? There's 6 matches now. There's no longer 5, there's 6 matches because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means add them up, you get 258 and you divide it by 6 and you get the answer. Okay. Next one says Carl practices for the 100-meter sprint and records the following times a second. What was his average time? 2 decimal places. To find the average, add them all up. So 9.8. Let's put a couple zeros in here. And you got 10.1. That's that one. Next one is 10.01. Next one is 9.980 and the last one is 9.995. Alright, now you can add them up, right? So once you add them up, whatever the total is, to find the average we add up the 5 numbers and then we divide it by 5. So find the total and then divide it by 5, do long division, then you get the answer. Alright, next one. The average of 6 numbers is 19. So imagine you have 6 numbers. Alright, we don't know what they are yet, and we don't need to. Now the average of 6 numbers is 19. So how do you find the average of 6 numbers? So we just add them up. And then we divide it by 6 to get 19. Alright, so from this we can work out the total. So I'll put the total in blue. Look at the total here. What's the total? The total is equal to 6 times 19. 6 times 20 is 120. 6 times 19 must be 114. Okay, now next part says, so we work at the total. Put it there. Alright, next part says a 7th number is added, so we add another number here. And the new average is 20. Now to do the average of 7 numbers, we add the 7 numbers and we divide it by 7. So no longer 6, divided by 7. And the new average is 20. Alright, so what will be the total of the 7 numbers? If we had 7 numbers. Well, the total will be 7 times 20. And that will be 140. So you got 6 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These numbers add up to 114. Now if you add a 7th number, you add one more number, okay, and that gives you 140. Right, so what's the 7th number? So 114 plus the 7th number equals to 140. What's that number? Work it out. Okay, next one is 1 divided by 2. We can put into a fraction. Divided by 3. Divided by 4. Divided by 4. So let's just rewrite this. Hold on. 1 divided by 2 divided by 3. Okay, when you divide it by 2, let's just put this over 1 for now. Let's turn it into a fraction, okay? So 1 divided by 2 is equal to 1 over 1 times it by 1 over 2, which is a half, right? So this is a half. Now a half divided by 3 is just a half times it by 1 on 3. We flipped this one, remember? So that's equal to 1 on 6. Okay, so if you do this one, you get 1 on 6. Now you're dividing it by 4. Actually, so basically, every time you divide, you're just multiplying by 1 over that number, right? So 1 divided by 2 just means 1 times it by a half equals to a half. And then when you do a half divided by 3, all you're doing is just multiplying a half times it by 1 on 3. And then when you divide it by 4, really it's multiplying by 1 on 4. So really you got 1 on 2 times 1 on 3 times 1 on 4 times 1 on 4. Okay, so let me just rub this out. So this will be, that's all of that is that one there. Okay, so that's just 1 over 2 times 3 times 4 times 4. Now the top part, this part here, we just put it on top, just times it. So we times it by 2, times it by 3, times it by 4. So put this all on the top. Okay, because it's 1 times that. So what you have is 2 times 3 times 4 divided by 2 times 3 times 4 times 4. We can start simplifying now. 2 gone, 3 gone, 4 gone. So the answer is 1 over 4. So the answer is 1 over 4, or you could put 0.25. Next one. Find the best approximate. So let's make this to, I don't know, 50. This one can be 10. This one can be 5, and this one can be 2. So 50 times 10 over 5 times 2. This will be 500 over 10. That's just 50. So the answer is 50. Okay, last page. The cube in the diagram has sides 3 by 3 by 3. Find the surface area of the cube. So surface area is you find the area of one face. So let's pretend we find the area of the front face. That's just 3 times 3, which will give you 9. And now we multiply by 6 because we got 6 faces where all the areas are the same. So 6 times 9 equals to 54, and then the answer is B. Okay, next one says, from this cube, another cube is cut. So from this cube here, another cube is cut. This cube has a side equal to 2. So you see this one with 3. So these are all 3. Another cube is cut and this one only has 2. Alright. What would be the surface area of the remaining solid? Okay. Now this one's a bit tricky, because you have to kind of like use your imagination. Suppose I take this face here, right, and I just bring it forward. So the front face looks like this. There's no longer a cut in it, right? It's been moved forward, so now it looks like that. Whoops. Now suppose I take the bottom face, so let me rub this out, and I move it up here, so it just sits here. So now the top is complete as well. So the front is complete, the top is complete. Let's take the side. So let's, whoops. So let's take this side here and move it to the over here. So it just completes this side. So we have, if we move all those faces around, we just have a complete cube again. So that means the surface area is still 54, hasn't changed. Only the volume has changed. Okay, because now inside there's actually it's actually hollow inside here. Yep. But the face has been rearranged so that we still have the same surface area. Okay. The volume of this new solid will be what? So the volume, we just take to find the volume of the big one. So this one will be 3 times, so actually I'll just write it here. Volume is equal to 3 times 3 times 3, which equals to 27. Now what's the volume of the cube that's been cut out, the hollow piece? The volume of that one is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. And we do a subtraction. Okay, so what's 28 minus 8? 27 minus 8, sorry, so that'll be 19, which is this one there. Now it says, write the following as a numeral. Okay, you can figure this one out yourself. For every book that a boy sells, For every book that a boy sells whose price is $24 or more, he receives commission of 19 cents. For other books, he receives 12 cents per book. On a particular day, he receives $93.21. If he sold 435 books over $24, okay, so what it means is this. For any books that is, let's say, I'll do a table. So this is under $24 and this is over $24. Oh, hold on, $24 or more. So this one or more. So every time he sells a book that's over $24 or more, $20 or more, he gets a 19 cents. Now he sold 435 books over $24. So 435 times the 19 cents. Each book gives him 19 cents. Okay, but he sold 435 books over $24, so he gets 19 cents multiplied by 435. Oh, let's work it out. Okay, 4 times 9 is 45, 4 times 3 is 27, 27 plus 4 is 31, 4 times 9 is 36, 36 plus 3 is 39, 0, now you got 5, 3, 4, 4, 6, 12, this will be 8. So, for this one, he's going to get 8,264 cents. Right. Now, let's change it into dollars. So we divide it by 100, we get $82.64. Okay. Now we know that he made a total. What does it say here? He receives on a particular. He made a total of $93.21. So whatever book he sold for under $20, $20 there, this amount. So this amount plus the 64 will give you a total of 93.21. So what's this number here? Well, let's do a subtraction. We take 93.21 subtract 82.64 and we get how much money he made for under $24. Okay, so let's have a look. This will be 11 take away 4 is 7. This will be a 7. 12 take away 7 will be a 5. This will be a 3, 0, and 1. So that means for under $24, he made a total of $10.57. Now the question says, What's the number of books under $24 he sold? Now let's look at the question here. For all other books, so any book that he sells for, according to the question, any books he sells for under $24, he'd get 12 cents for it. So he's got 12 cents each book. So we need to know how many books he sold for 12 cents. So something times 12 cents, something times 12 cents is equal to 1057. I just changed this one back into cents, okay? By times it by 100. So now we gotta figure out how do we get that number there. So all you gotta do is do 1057 divided by 12. Alright. 10 divided by 12 we can't do. What's 105 divided by 12? 105, that has to be 8. 8 times 12 is 96. 96 will be 4 plus 5 is let me see, hold on. 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, so remain the 9. So 9, and then bring the 7 down. 97. Let me see. 12 cents, right? Yeah, okay. Did I do it wrong? Hold on. Let me double check. So 19 cents times 435. I'm going to double check with a calculator. So 435 times 19. Oh, 8265. How did I get 64? That's weird. Okay, so this one should have been a 5. Okay, silly mistakes. So now we do 9, 3, 2, is it 2, 1? 9, 3, 2, 1, subtract that. This is 1056. Okay, this should have been a 6. So that means this is a 6, because this should be a 6 here. Alright, so that means this will turn exactly to 8. 96 divided by 12 must be an 8. So we have a whole number. So that means the answer is 88. 88 books. There's your answer for that one. Alright, let's get rid of this working out here. Alright. Now the next one says how many 4-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 8, 3, 5 and 2. So let's look at the 4-digit. Alright. How many numbers can we put in the first digit? We can have 4. If no repetitions are allowed, okay? How many numbers can we put in the second digit if no repetitions now? So you can only have 3, right? And then the third digit, can we only have 2 left? And then 1. So we times it, we get the answer. Alright, I hope that helps.